The story of Britain begins, a tale etched in time and whispered on the wind, not with the arrival of the Romans, their legions marching across the land, nor with the Saxons, their longships gracing the shores, but with the Iron Age Celts, a people deeply intertwined with the very soil of this island. They were a mosaic of tribes, each with its own leaders, its own customs, and its own fierce sense of independence. They forged deep ties to the land, a connection that resonated in their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. Their world was rich in artistry, expressed in intricate metalwork and vibrant designs, and populated by fierce warriors ready to defend their territories. This world lies just beneath our feet, a silent testament to a vibrant past, a hidden chapter waiting to be rediscovered, its secrets slowly revealed by the patient hands of archaeologists. These peoples lived on the edge of immense change, on the cusp of a new era that would forever alter their way of life. Their lives were a blend of sophisticated culture expressed in their art, their music, and their complex social structures, and brutal reality, a constant struggle for survival in a world of competing tribes and ever-present threats. They left no written records of their own. Their stories were not committed to parchment or stone. Instead, their history was held in the memory of Druids, the keepers of knowledge and tradition. A tradition that was ultimately lost when the Roman influence took hold and the old ways faded. What remains are fragments, tantalizing glimpses into their world. We have Roman accounts, often biased and incomplete, graves, silent witnesses to their beliefs about the afterlife, coins bearing the symbols of their power and trade, and settlements, the foundations of their homes and communities. These are all pieces of a puzzle we're still assembling, striving to understand their lives and their legacy. To understand the soul of Britain, to truly grasp its origins, we must look to the Atrebates, who held sway over lands in what is now Hampshire, the Catuvalauni, powerful rulers of Hertfordshire and the surrounding areas, the Regnenses, who controlled the territory of modern-day Sussex, the Durotriges and the Belgae, peoples who shaped the land, leaving their indelible mark on the landscape long before the arrival of Rome. Their story is not just ancient history, a dry recitation of facts and dates. It's a foundational myth, a source of identity and belonging. It's a vibrant epic that laid the groundwork, providing the cultural and social foundations for the nation to come, shaping its character and its destiny. Their echoes still linger in the hills, in the ancient earthworks and standing stones. If we listen closely, we can still hear the whispers of their world. Southern Britain before Rome was a patchwork of powerful tribes. The Catuvalauni, led by kings like Cunobelinus, dominated from their capitals at Verlamion and Camulodunon, minting coins and expanding their influence. The Atrebates, Gaulish migrants, built a kingdom in Hampshire and Berkshire, thriving as traders and early adopters of Roman customs. The Durotriges, fiercely independent, built massive hill forts like Maiden Castle and clung to old traditions. The Regnenses allied with Rome, their king Cogidubnus rewarded with citizenship and a palace at Fishbourne. The Belgae, another Gallic group, left a legacy that blurred into Roman administration. Each tribe navigated change in its own way, shaping the South's destiny. Celtic society was hierarchical, ruled by kings and a warrior elite whose power rested on battle and wealth. Most people were farmers living in roundhouses, growing crops and raising cattle. The backbone of the tribe. Skilled artisans, blacksmiths, potters, weavers created tools and art, their swirling designs reflecting a unique worldview. Life was precarious, threatened by famine, disease and conflict, but community bonds ran deep. Festivals like Beltane and Samhain brought people together to celebrate, trade and reinforce identity. Hardship and purpose went hand in hand, rooted in the land and tradition. This was a world of resilience, creativity and connection. The Druids held a position of immense importance within Celtic society. They were the spiritual and intellectual elite, acting as guides and advisors. They were the keepers of law and ritual, ensuring the continuity of tradition and the proper observance of sacred customs. Their power came from their role as intermediaries, acting as a vital link. They stood between people and gods, navigating the complex relationship between the mortal and divine realms. The Druids presided over a polytheistic faith deeply rooted in nature, where the natural world was imbued with spiritual significance. Sacred groves, ancient and revered, springs and rivers were not merely geographical features, but their temples. places of worship and connection. Gods and spirits inhabited every corner of the landscape, imbuing the world with a sense of the sacred and the mystical. Rituals ranged from simple offerings of weapons and jewelry in rivers, a way to appease or honor the deities, to grand seasonal festivals like Samhain and Beltane, marking important transitions in the year. Roman writers sensationalized tales of human sacrifice, often exaggerating the scale and frequency, rare but not entirely unknown, as evidenced by archaeological discoveries. The secrecy and authority of the Druids, shrouded in mystery, fascinated and unsettled outsiders, particularly the Romans, who struggled to understand their power. This unease fueled Roman efforts to suppress them and dismantle their influence. Yet, despite Roman opposition, their influence shaped every aspect of Celtic life, from law and custom to spirituality and social structure. The spiritual world of the Celts, with its intricate web of beliefs and practices, remains one of history's great enigmas, continuing to captivate and intrigue us. Hill forts like Danebury and Maiden Castle were the heart of tribal life, fortresses, towns, and symbols of unity. Beyond these, countless farmsteads dotted the countryside, home to ordinary families. The landscape was intensively farmed, organized around self-sufficient units feeding the wider tribe. Roman contact brought new ideas. Larger settlements called oppida emerged, blending trade, industry, and elite residence. After conquest, Romans suppressed hill forts and built towns like Silchester, introducing villas and classical architecture. The shift from roundhouse to villa marked a profound cultural transformation. The land itself became a canvas for change, reflecting the collision of old and new. The Celtic world was forever altered, but its roots endured. Rome's influence began long before the legions arrived, subtly weaving its way into the fabric of Iron Age Britain. It came through trade, a burgeoning network that connected distant shores through careful diplomacy, building relationships and alliances, and of course the allure of luxury goods, coveted items that spoke of a different world. Celtic kings, eager to display their status, flaunted Roman wine, a symbol of sophistication and power. They also showcased Roman pottery, finely crafted ceramics that adorn their tables and homes. Some even went as far as minting coins with Latin script, a clear sign of Roman influence on their culture. These coins also featured classical imagery, a deliberate choice to signal power and legitimacy in a changing world. But the invasion of AD 43 shattered this carefully constructed world, bringing with it a new era of Roman dominance. Some tribes, recognizing the might of Rome, like the Regnienses, collaborated, seeking to benefit from the new order, while others, fiercely independent, like the Catuvelauni and Durotriges, resisted fiercely, defending their lands and their way of life against the Roman advance. The aftermath of this clash saw a new Romano-British culture emerge, a unique blend of conqueror and conquered. This new culture was characterized by grand villas, the adoption of Latin, and the integration of Roman gods with existing Celtic traditions, creating a syncretic religious landscape. Old beliefs persisted, finding new expression by merging with Roman ones, a testament to their enduring power. This is clearly seen in the worship of the goddess Sulis Minerva at Bath, a powerful symbol of cultural fusion. The result of this encounter was not erasure of the old ways, but a fusion, a blending of cultures that created something entirely new. It was a resilient Celtic spirit adapting to a new order, finding ways to maintain its identity within the Roman Empire. The story of this conquest is a complex one, a narrative of both loss and profound transformation, shaping the future of Britain. The legacy of the Celts survived this tumultuous period, reshaped by Roman influence, but ultimately unbroken, continuing to resonate through British history. Much about the southern Celts remains mysterious. The Druids' teachings, passed only by word of mouth, are lost forever. Celtic art, with its swirling patterns, hints at meanings we can only guess. Burial practices and river offerings raise questions about belief, status, and ritual. Even the true nature of their gods is obscured by time and Roman reinterpretation. Each discovery deepens the mystery, reminding us how much remains hidden. The legacy of the Iron Age tribes endures in Britain's names, myths, and landscape. Rivers like the Thames and regions like Kent echo Celtic origins. Legends of King Arthur and ancient hill forts keep their memory alive. Archaeological finds Coins, brooches, settlements connect us to their world. The Celts gave Britain its first cultural identity, shaping settlement, art and resistance. Their story is woven into our national fabric, a foundation for all that followed. Their spirit still lingers, waiting to be rediscovered.